Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also make sure you turn off the dishwasher's water supply underneath the sink. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the Whirlpool dishwasher circulation motor. It's going to be a very easy repair and it should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the new circulation motor. The circulation motor is the motor that actually circulates the water through the dishwasher. The main reason you'd be changing it out is if the motor has gone bad and you're not getting any water pressure. In order to take the circulation motor out, we're going to open up the dishwasher door. Then we're going to remove the lower rack and set it aside. Once you have the rack out, you can use a Phillips screwdriver to remove the screws that hold the dishwasher to the cabinet. Now that we have the screws out, we can go underneath the sink and disconnect the supply lines. First thing we're going to do is remove your dishwasher drain line, follow it up to wherever it goes and remove the clamp. We're going to use a 5/16 on ours. Make sure that when you take these off, that you have some towels around. Both the water line and the drain line might put some water out. Next thing we have to do is remove the fill line. It's usually connected to the hot water tap, and of course we already had that shut off and the power disconnected from earlier. But now we need to remove the line, and we can take it off with a 5/8 inch wrench. Now that we have the supply lines disconnected, we can lift up the dishwasher door a little bit and use it to start pulling the dishwasher out from the cabinet. Once you get it out far enough, you can just grab the frame and use that to pull it out. Now that we have the dishwasher out of the cabinet, we're going to turn it over. You want to very carefully lay it on its side, and then we can walk around the other side and lift it up onto the top. Alright, so we turned the dishwasher around so you guys can see it better. This is the back of the dishwasher. We're going to remove this support bracket. It's held in by 4 5/16 screws. We're going to use our nut driver to take them out. Now that you have all the screws out, we can lift the bracket out and set it aside. Next, we can pull off the wiring harness. There's a little tab on the top and the bottom of the plug, so we're going to have to press those down and then pull out the harness. If we lift up the shield, you can see the screw that holds in the motor to the pump body. We're going to use a 1/4 inch drive with a 3/8 socket and a long extension. You need to use the 1/4 inch drive so the socket will fit in between the motor and the pump. Once you have the screw out, you can pull the socket out and let go of the flap. We can turn the motor counterclockwise to release it from the pump. It may be a little bit hard to pull out. You may have to wiggle it back and forth and slowly work it out, but you want to make sure you pull it out and keep the screen inside the pump. Here's the old circulation motor next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. There is an arrow and a triangle right here. You want to make sure when you put the motor in that those are lined up. To put the circulation motor back in, we want to line it up on the pump, and you want to line this tab right here right at 12 o'clock, and then we can carefully push this in and wiggle it in until it seats all the way. Once you have it all the way onto the pump, we can turn it clockwise to lock it into place, and then we can put the heat shield and the mounting screw back in. Since the screw is on a pretty long extension, it's kind of hard to put in there, so what we're going to do is put the screw through the shield for the motor, and then we're going to put our socket on it and guide it all back together so the screw goes right into the hole. Once you have it into the hole, then we can tighten it down so the motor is held in place. Once you tighten down the bolt, it makes the space between the circulation motor and the pump body pretty tight. So when you pull this out, you want to make sure you wiggle it so you don't lose your socket in there. Now we can hook up the wiring harness to the circulation motor. All you have to do is plug it in and make sure it locks in place. We can put the support bracket back in. And then we can use our 5/16 nut driver to put the screws back in. With the bracket reinstalled, we can flip the dishwasher back over and put it back in the cabinet. If you need some help, make sure you get somebody to help you flip it over. And then we can turn it around so we can slide it back into the cabinet. First thing we need to do is put the lines back through the cabinet. We want to push the dishwasher in about halfway and then go underneath the sink and pull on the hoses to make sure that they're not kinked or caught on anything underneath. We can push it back into the counter. We can hook back up the lines. So we're going to hook up the water line and use our 5/8 inch wrench to tighten it down. Then we can hook up the drain line back up to the air gap. All you have to do is push it on and tighten down the clamp using your 5/16 nut driver or screwdriver. We can open up the door, put in the lower rack. All you have to do is set it on the door and push it back in. We can put the screws back in to mount it to the cabinet. Now that you have the dishwasher remounted, we can close the dishwasher door, plug it back in, turn the water back on, and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.